Everyone, this is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video, another live stream. And this is the Doing the Right Thing live stream. And I will explain where that title comes from actually right now, because I'm not playing the title track. Usually I do. It actually came from a line in a One Republic song, Counting Stars, but I'm not going to be playing that because it just doesn't fit the theme. All of these particular songs were inspired by Fountains of Wayne songs because tomorrow, August 2nd, marks the 10th anniversary of Sky Full of Holes. Tomorrow being August 2nd of 2021, and 2011 was when Sky Full of Holes was released, which was Fountains of Wayne's fifth and final studio album. So I'm going to be featuring some songs from that record and then some songs from their other four albums. Yeah, we're going to do that. The interesting thing about Sky Full of Holes is that so backing up, Traffic and Weather, their fourth album, was written primarily by Adam Schlesinger, and Chris Collingwood contributed 3 songs. He was struggling with some drug addiction and alcohol addiction as well. And so he was, kind of absent for the sessions, the writing sessions, and all of that stuff. So by the time it got to Sky Full of Holes, he was kind of trying to retake his part in the band, his place in the band, and it didn't go super well. I was reading an article that apparently he and Adam had to go to therapy to try to figure it out, and they kind of agreed, okay, we'll put out one more album and then go our separate ways. But the result, it was definitely a calmer record than they had in the past, and it was largely influenced by the acoustic tours that they had been doing over the past couple of years. And I saw them on that acoustic tour, one of the acoustic tours. It was provided some really good arrangements, which works well for me tonight because I'm going to be playing even some of their electric songs acoustically, but it can be done. So anyway, this is going to be a mix of my own songs and also some of their songs. And, I mentioned Doing the Right Thing. That actually has little to do with any Fountains of Wayne song, but as I was writing this record, it's one of those things where, like, this particular potential relationship, it was easy to point to, and it did, certainly, why it didn't work out, why I couldn't say anything. Talk about how I felt because of past times when that hasn't, gone the way that I wanted it to. The interesting thing about this particular relationship, right, is that this person was moving. And so I was like, okay, well, that just, like, regardless of my past, that just puts me in an awkward spot. And so, I let her go, and then she started seeing somebody else, and now they're kind of doing long distance. And so it was weird to me that, like, oh, well, I guess that could have been me, but I also, it was like, I don't regret that I did the right thing and let you, chase your dreams and all of that good stuff. But this first song is kind of, speaking of therapy, a little bit one of my therapy songs called The Table, and you'll kind of see where I'm going with it. But it was inspired by Action Hero, which is my favorite song. One of probably my 2 favorite songs on Sky Full of Holes. So I hope you enjoy it. This is The Table and Action Hero. He turns on the news and sees a young man being bashed for throwing in the trash something he could have made last. They bring up his troubled past and wonder why he's so upset. He tells them that's not fair to let him love on a string. Gotta think of what he brings. He still gets blamed for everything, so why should he forget? He comes to the table hungry for something, but he wants to be valued for all that he brings. He comes to the table with both entrees and hors d'oeuvres. He comes to the table and he knows what he deserves. They tell him he talks too much, and that is probably why they give a prolonged goodbye. So maybe he should try to do that a little less. To be worthy of love, he don't have to fully heal. There's a woman of appeal who loves him for real, much to everyone's behest. He comes to the table hungry for something, but he wants to be valued for all that he brings. He comes to the table with both entrees and hors d'oeuvres. He comes to the table and he knows what he deserves. There's a seat at the table. There's a seat at the table. He just needs the right table to get what he deserves. Sometime after sunset, he is on his hands and knees. He is searching for his keys at a small Vietnamese place on East 11th Street. His daughter's both there once singing, "We just get going, please," as his wife begins to sneeze and his son is throwing peas and eating with his feet. He's an action hero and he should be fighting crime, leaping between the buildings and fighting against crime. He's an action hero. He's an action hero in his mind. He drops by Mount Sinai where they're running through some tests, and they take things to his chest, and they're all doing their best to make him feel at ease. The doctor says it's really just an educated guess. I suggest you get some rest, maybe cut back on the stress, 'cause I don't like what I see. But the action hero swears he's doing fine. He's gotta finish saving the world from all mankind. He's an action hero. He's an action hero. And he's racing against time. There goes the action hero. There goes the action hero. There goes the action hero. And he's racing against time. There goes the action hero. There goes the action hero. There goes the action hero. And he's racing against time. All right, and that was Action Hero, again by Fountains of Wayne, and before that was The Table. That's, like I said, one of my favorite songs on Sky Full of Holes. My other favorite is Asela, but that's a little bit more on the funny side. And this is more on the contemplative side, and the kind of difference between Chris and Adam in terms of their songwriting was that, Chris Collingwood wrote kind of the more introspective songs, and then Adam wrote the funnier ones. And I'm going to focus on both because even though Sky Full of Holes was a little bit more Chris's album, I still miss Adam Schlesinger like crazy. He was such a good songwriter. And when I say I miss him like crazy, that makes it seem like I knew him personally, and I didn't. But he was just such a great songwriter, and I always knew that Fountains of Wayne was a big influence for me. But in delving into my catalog in April of 2020, shortly after he died, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much. And even beyond the direct influences, just the general sarcasm of certain songs and whatever really played into it. But so does the contemplative side, and so I figured I'd just do a full-on tribute to Fountains of Wayne. Now, speaking of another Chris Collingwood song, and by the way, the first half of these songs are going to be Chris songs, and then the next half is going to be Adam songs, and sometimes that line gets blurred, so I might get it wrong, but generally speaking, that's going to be what it is. And this next one was inspired by a Chris Collingwood song, one of 3 that he contributed to Traffic and Weather. And that's a song called Fire in the Canyon. And it inspired one of my songs called I Can Feel Something Happening. And so I'm going to play that one first, and then Fire in the Canyon. I can feel something happening, though I might be out of mind. You are meant for me in so many ways. I might drive you crazy, but soon you will find I'm the one you want the rest of your days. I might not be perfect, but I'm trying to find a way to meet you where you are. But you show me nighttime, just a darker shade of blue, and love me before I heal all my scars. And I can feel something happening, and you feel it as well. I tried to fight it, but I can't no more. Lots of what I say will make this a tough sell, but until you say so, I won't close the door. I might not be perfect, but I'm trying to find a way to meet you where you are. But you show me night times, just a deeper shade of blue, and still love me before I heal all my scars. I'll hold your hand through life until the day I die. Refuse to say goodbye and find some new thing every morning when I wake to love about you, 'cause everything you do always leaves me feeling great. I may not be perfect, but I'm trying to find a way to meet you where you are. But But you showed me night times, just a darker shade of blue. And love me before I heal all my scars. Yeah, I may not be perfect, but I'm trying to find a way to meet you where you are. But you showed me night times, just a darker shade of blue. And love me before I heal all my scars. There's fire in the canyon, rain on the plain, and eerie kind of sadness on the highway today. Was it driving together that drove us apart, or did we change direction, changing arrows and knots? We've been wandering around such a long time, lose our way as we go town to town. Believe us to be born into a bad straight and narrow, on every crooked road we travel down. And I'm checking the road signs, highway hotels, and their air-conditioned cable-ready coal-padded cells. And we read them like stories in trash magazines. We ain't really sure what it means. We've been wandering around such a long time, lose our way as we go town to town. Believe us to be born into a path straight and narrow, on every crooked road we travel down. Well, I'll ride this motorway 1,000 miles a day, till the road runs out in blacktop, or I'll wheel this world away. And each town is steeped in rain, and I know each one by name, 'cause this road is wrapped around me, and I wear it like a chain. We've been wandering around such a long time, lose our way as we go town to town. Believe us to be born into a path straight and narrow, on every crooked road we travel down. Believe us to be born into a path straight and narrow, on every crooked road we travel down. All right, and that was I Can Feel Something Happening and Fire in the Canyon. So just a quick note about those last two songs. So the last two originals, I should say. Both of them contained lines that I just took from listening to people. And in that last one, there's the line about nighttime's just a darker shade of blue. And that was actually a line in an episode of Tuca and Birdie, which is a great show if you ever get the chance to check it out. And kind of on that note, that same show, there was an episode where Birdie's therapist, told her give up on the idea that, you have to be fully healed in order to be worthy of love. And that was kind of the deal on the last two songs. And in the song "The Table" that I wrote, I kind of based that off of a conversation with my dad, that kind of like him saying, well, if somebody is really all about you, you should hang on to them and whatever, but then like at the same time contradicted himself and was like, but I'm glad you're being patient. And It's one of those things. But then, another thing that he said was, he said, well, basically, maybe, the reason why you don't have a girlfriend is because you talk too much and you talk too much about yourself, which is not an inaccurate statement that I, talk about myself too much. I'm talking to a camera right now, talking about this, but to imply that, people lead me on for years on end, and, the reason why I can't take it to the next level is because I talk about myself too much. It's like, that's just super false, and very insulting too. So I kind of threw those into that character in the table. And this particular album is kind of all about that, like, sometimes you can do all the right things, and it just doesn't work out, for timing reasons, or whatever the case might be, or you put in all of this effort and then it's not reciprocated, and so then it's like, well, no, that's ridiculous, and I don't deserve that. I shouldn't have to bend over backwards to change myself in order to be worthy of somebody's love, romantically or otherwise. So a little bit of projecting on my dad's part there. But this next song is one that is inspired by a song very similar, actually, to Fire in the Canyon, and that is Valley Winter Song. And the fun fact about Valley Winter Song, I will actually tell you afterwards, so you can actually hear it in context. But this is Your Touch and Words, and Valley Winter Song, and I might throw in a little surprise at the end of both of those. Hey Rosalina, I know life's a mess, but I can't help the way I feel. You love my every scar, and you still recognize to obtain your love I don't, and to be fully healed. Love with condition is all I know. I see through it and I just want to escape. You are so gentle, your love is no rental. I see a good life that we could create. The rises on my head due to what people said, and you still love me just the same. Oh, the bridges I burn get what they deserve, but I want to be forever lost in your touch and words. I know that trauma in here, it's ugly, yeah, and the most inopportune times. Now wanting to fall for someone who's not all for me, and who I view as some sort of silver line. I'll never see the pain as something good, even for remembering what is wrong. You do more than not kill me, you flat out thrill me, and that's the only thing I want to make me strong. The price is on my head due to what people said, and you still love me just the same. Oh, the bridges I burn get what they deserve, but I wanna be forever lost in your touch and words. The price is on my head due to what Mimo said, and you still love me just the same. On the bridges I burn, get what they deserve, but I wanna be forever lost in your touching words. Hey, sweet Annie, don't take it so bad. You know the summer's coming soon. And though the interstate is choking under salt and dirty sand, and it seems the sun is hiding from the moon, your daddy told you when you were a girl the kind of things that come to those who wait. So give it a rest, girl. Take a deep breath, girl, and meet me at the Bay State tonight. The snow is coming down on our New England town, and it's been falling all day long. What else is new? What can I do? I wrote a Valley winter song to play for you. In late December can drag a man down. You feel it deep in your gut. Short days and afternoons spent puttering around in a dark house with the windows painted shut. Remember New York staring outside as reckless winter made its way from Staten Island to the Upper West Side, out and out our streets along the way. The snow is coming down on our New England town, and it's been falling all day long. What else is new? What can I do? I wrote a Valley winter song to play for you. The snow is coming down on our New England town, and it's been falling all day long. What else is new? What can I do? Let's sing this Valley winter song I wrote for you. The clock's running down, the team's losing ground to the opposing defense. The young quarterback waits for the snap when suddenly it all starts to make sense. He's got all kinds of time. All kinds of time, all kinds of time. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time. He takes a step back, he's under attack. That no one So it is strange and appeased is all that he's feeling somehow. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time, all kinds of time. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time, all kinds of time. He thinks of his mother, he thinks of his bride to be. He thinks of his father, his two younger brothers, gathered around the widescreen TV. He looks to the left, he looks to the right, wearing a golden ray of light. It's his older man, just like him land. The whole world is his tonight. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time, all kinds of time. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of time, all kinds of time. All right, and that was All Kinds of Time. That was, like I said, a little bit of a bonus track. I was trying to keep it to, just 2 songs each from their 5 albums, but I was going through it and I was like, oh, cool, I could probably do a medley. It might have been a little bit higher of a key, but that solo at the end is one of my absolute favorites. Before I knew how to play a bunch of songs on guitar, when I was writing, I'd always try to, mix that solo in somehow. For All Kinds of Time, it's a really, really cool outro. But this next one was inspired by Sick Day, which was a song off of their self-titled album, 1996, which turned 25 years old, believe it or not, today, or not today, but this year, I should say. So this is a song called Can't Help But Fall, and it was, like I said, inspired by Sick Day off of their first album, so I hope you enjoyed both of these. And give me 1 second, my fans are calling. All right. So this is Can't Help But Fall and Sick Day, and I hope you enjoy both of them. She'll walk your dog and she'll make your coffee. She knows I'm a sinning, but I think she caught me caring for her mental health. And I'm always wanting to help. She'll be your light, all your darkest hours in a garden of which she will be your flower. And I hope the knew the same. I wanna match her at her own game. It's a walk in the park, I ain't jumping the shark, saying it could be forever. Every day there's more proof, it would not take a sleuth to realize we go well together. She's got it all, I can't help but fall for her. I'm broken, she loves me with shattered pieces. Every day I get more lucky, but don't get a reason. She's a whole new level of grace. Oh, and I can only wait. It's a walk in the park, I ain't jumping the shark, saying it could be forever. Every day there's more proof, it would not take a sleuth to realize we go well together. She's got it all, I can't help but fall for her. It's a walk in the park, I ain't jumping the shark, saying it could be forever. Every day there's more proof, it would not take a sleuth to realize we go well together. She's got it all, I can't help but fall for her. Check out the girl in the harbor tunnel, crawling to work 6 feet under, and the day has barely begun. They're all chewing gum and laughing, and the voice on the crackling radio station lead us not into Penn Station, 'cause the best part's just begun. We're all becoming one again, and she's making a scene with the coffee and cream, and the coffee machine's not working. She's a hell of a girl, she's alone in this world, and she likes to say good looking. She's on her way, she's taking a sick day soon. And here is the man pushing paper past her, thinks of ways to make the day go faster, but the day goes on and on. He dreams of his lawn and all about the pretty careerist, the next cube over the fat secretary, the lunchtime lovers till the path train finally comes, the bland moms for the bums again. Then she's making a scene with the coffee and cream, and the coffee machine's not working. She's a hell of a girl, she's alone in the world, and she likes to say good looking. She's on her way, she's taking a sick day soon. And she's taking her time, and she's tossing a dime, and the man in the cardboard It doesn't have to be fine. She's ahead of the line, and she doesn't have to admit too often. She's making a play. She's taking a sick day soon. All right, and that was Sick Day and Can't Help But Fall. Yeah, that is that. If you were out there and can, if it's easy for you to log in and say hey, please do so. I appreciate anybody who is tuning in. So we are going to move on to my second favorite Fountains of Wayne album. My favorite is Welcome Interstate Managers, and this is my second favorite. It's called Utopia Parkway. And every time I've checked, it's been out of print. But it's such an amazing, amazing record, and I'm really happy that it's still like on YouTube and things like that. But man, it's really good. And my favorite song off of it is a song called Troubled Times, and it inspired a song of mine called Feel That Way Again. And so I'm going to play both of those. I let you know I did the right thing, and I thought we were on top of the earth. Now he's back in your life, and I don't know how much in your eyes what I was. I didn't say nothing, and I don't regret a minute of the minutes you and I spent. Baby, all of this is in my head, but I love to feel that way again. Sometimes you do what you ought to do, and it still moves up in your face. Maybe this is nothing, and we were still meant to be together to finish the race. Yeah, I got my life in Memphis, but life is so much better with you. And maybe I'm wrong, but I felt there were moments when you felt that way too. I didn't say nothing, and I don't regret a minute of the minutes you and I spent. Maybe all this is in my head, but I love to feel that way again. I'll sit and wonder, but soon I'll ask you to think we were built to last. 'Cause I can't live in my life unknown, with my feelings untold. I didn't say nothing, and I don't regret a minute of the minutes you and I spent. Maybe all this is in my head, but I love to feel that way again. Yeah, I love to feel that way again. When you think you found something worth holding on to, are you reaching for attention, knowing she will miss you, collecting bottles and throwing away cans like she was returnable? One day refill your hands. How she loved you, all you imagine fit so well in your plans. Maybe one day soon you'll come out. How you dream about each other sometimes, with a memory of how you up, but you made it through the troubled times. Pining away every hour in your room, rolling with emotion, waiting for the opportune. Sitting there watching time fly past you. Why do tomorrow what you never could do? How she loved you, all you imagined, all the shit you put her through. Maybe one day soon it'll all come out, how you dream about each other sometimes, in the memory of how you once gave up, but you made it through the troubled times. And it takes a lot of nerve to ask how she's doing. Start with a weak foundation, you'll end in ruins. The way the days and hours pass, you'll never understand. Faith falling like rain through your hands. Maybe one day soon it'll all come out, how you dream about each other sometimes, with a memory of how you once gave up, but you made it through the troubled times. Maybe one day soon it'll all come out, how you dream about each other sometimes, with a memory of how you once gave up, but you made it through the troubled times. Yeah, you made it through the troubled times. All right, and that was Troubled Times. That's really the song that hooked me on Utopia Parkway, but the whole album is just phenomenal. So now we're going back to the anniversary that we're celebrating tomorrow, and we're celebrating tonight, but it's technically tomorrow. That's Sky Full of Holes. And this is a song called A Glimpse of Forever, and it was inspired by A Dip in the Ocean. And see if you can pick out my favorite line in this particular song. I will say it anyway, just because I can't glean your responses, unless you comment, which would be nice too. But this is A Glimpse of Forever and A Dip in the Ocean. Get a load of the sun and watch how it could shine so much brighter, and you would only be mine. And tell me with any kind of certainty that it wouldn't send your life trending upward. Cause I've had my eyes firmly fixed since that August mist cast over the night sky, and something was in the air. I still feel it and don't have to reach for it on the top shelf of the cupboard. Hold on to me, not to fill a void, but someone you love, your life eternal, your life eternal. Hold me forever and never let go. Got a glimpse of forever, and I kinda like it. I am the ocean when you have only seen the lake. You need someone who will love you and who will not stray. There might be many people, but you don't need to run around with the wrong one. If I had things like my head, the things I would have said would have been already out, and now I'm better off dead. And if you were with me each night when you were trying to sleep, it wouldn't be a long one. Hold on to me, not to fill the void, but someone you love, your life eternal, your life eternal. Hold me forever and never let go. Got a glimpse of forever, and I kinda like it. Hold on to me, not to fill a void, but someone you love, your life eternal, your life eternal. Me forever and never let go, got a glimpse of forever, and I kinda like it. It's you and me on the beach in 1998, leaning into the breeze from the windows and the rhythm and grace of return to this place. I'm assured the procedure is painless. The taxi cab with no brakes around the mountain pass. Keep your head in your hands if anybody asks what you mean. When you were picking a fight, you were only complimenting the waitress. Give us a room with the mountain view, a tiny cabana by the water, yeah, by the water. And I got a rental for an hour or two for a ride up the coast and a dip in the ocean. The waterfront is aligned with citronella flame. Tourists visiting the line from the grottos and gathering now on the warm lanes for a drunken promenade or a mambo. And lovers paddle a boat on the molten bay, mirroring into the reeds on a ripple and playing it cool in a bar by the pool with an Arabian guest amaretto. Gave us a room with the mountain view, a tiny cabana by the water, yeah, by the water. And I got a rental for an hour or two for a ride up the coast and a dip in the ocean. Get a load of the trees and the sweet decay of the nighttime breeze. The sun is itching on a weather balloon, and the heat on the tarmac burning a hole in the cold afternoon. Give us a room with a mountain view, a tiny cabana by the water, yeah, by the water. And I got a rental for an hour or two, and a bottle and a cooler and big time for a ride on the coast and a dip in the ocean. All right. So that was A Glimpse of Forever and A Dip in the Ocean. So in case you didn't pick it out, my favorite line in that song is, if anybody asks what you mean when you were picking a fight, you were only complimenting the waitress. It just is one of those kind of like non sequitur lines. And there are a fair amount of them in this song, but that just has always struck me as being a funny line. The other really great line, I mean, there are plenty of them throughout any Fountains of Wayne records, but, you know, one of the ones that kind of sticks out, although it fits a little bit better with the story, is she's been afraid of the Cuisinart since 1977, which is the opening line to the opening track, The Summer Place, off of Sky Full of Holes, which, like I said, turns 10 tomorrow. A couple of things surrounding that release, actually. I remember going to Target with my friend Olivia. She wanted to buy the movie Rio because it came out on DVD that day. And then this Fountains of Wayne CD did too. It was a Tuesday back in the day when CDs were released on Tuesdays. But that was that. And then this last song that I played, A Dip in the Ocean, sometime in August, I can't remember the exact date, which, you know, is a little bit shocking. But they played on Letterman, and it was the guests were it was like Kirstie Alley, Michael Somerville, and then Fountains of Wayne, and there might have been one other, but I wasn't a huge Kirstie Alley fan. And so I had to wait for like the end, when to hear Fountains of Wayne, because they were the very last segment, and then Michael Somerville um, uh, was the second to last segment, and so it was just one of those things. But I remember, except for the exact date, obviously, I remember that very, very vividly. And part of the reason why this particular record is so special to me is my neighbor Paul. He's not technically my neighbor anymore, but I just refer to him as my neighbor in the Mr. Rogers sense. He so he's the one who tipped me off to Fountains of Wayne. Had Welcome Interstate Managers, and really got me into them. And we actually saw them together about 11 years ago. That exact date I do remember. It was July 9th of 2009. Or excuse me, it was the 7th, July 7th of 2009. None of you were going to call me on it, but I'm too good for that. So anyway, we got to see them, and it was this all acoustic show, and it was really, really cool. And kind of gave me the creative liberty to transfer some of their songs to a more acoustic sound. So yeah, that was. But anyway, it was like right around the time that this album came out. This album came out in 2011, so it was like a couple of years before. But they were kind of trying out some new material and all of that. And so it was really awesome to be on the ground floor. Even though I've had to look up the set list multiple times, Road Song was the only one that they played that I remembered. Only new one that they played that I remembered. But that was just one of those things. So this next song was inspired by a song off of their fourth album called Traffic and Weather. And this requires the piano in order for it to sound halfway decent. So this is only one. And like I said, it was inspired by Somebody to Love. And no, it is Someone to Love. Okay. And like I said, it's called Only One, and I hope you enjoy it. Mark Milloga got in front of the board, trying to convince folks he don't deserve to be ignored. Happiness he remembers from before is now invisible through a closing door. It's the same old thing, from work to romance. Nobody giving him half a chance. She don't even know what he wants at all. That's what he gets for doing the right thing that fall. When will things break his way? When will someone see him as the broken mold of the clay? What he dreams, what it is, are two different things, and only one can be his. Rose Ferraro had the West Coast in mind. She left her dad down in Toma behind. He helped her move out so she could hear him whine about how their end should have been harder to define. He'd got it wrong one time in the past. She saw an empty tank, he still had gas. Mark never did try to plead his case. He thought that he knew was give her some space. When will things break his way? When will someone see him as the broken mold of the clay? What he dreams, what it is, they are two different things, and only one can be his. In his dreams, his confidence is rising. his dreams, Rose is realizing Mark's the one she wants. Mark Miller sees a silver line. To stay the course in Memphis would still be fine, but he can't get Rose out of his mind. He saw her in Altoona with some words he couldn't find. When will things break his way? When will someone see him as the broken mold of the clay? What is? When will things break his way? When will someone see him as the broken mold of the clay? What he dreams, what it is, are two different things that only one can be his. Yeah, only one can be his. Said Shamiro got his larger degree. He moved in Brooklyn from Schenectady in 93. Got some clients in the food industry. He says it's not the money, it's the recipes. He calls his mom, says he's doing fine. She got somebody on the other line, puts Coldplay on, pours a glass of wine, curls up with a book about organized crime. When it's late and it's hot, and a day with a late show is all that you got, don't give out, don't give up. One of these nights you might find someone to love. Yeah. Beth McKenzie got the job of her dreams, retouching photos for a magazine named The Teens. It's Thursday night, she should be out on the scene, but she's sitting at home watching The King of Wings. There's something wrong that he can't describe. She makes the contacts out of her eyes, sets the alarm for 6:45 so she can get a little exercise. When it's late and it's hot, and an hour in the shower is the best that you got. Don't give out, don't give up. One of these nights you might find someone to love. Yeah. And you're not the only one who's lonely. And you're not the only one who's lonely. Said Shamiro is trying in vain to hail a taxi in the morning in the pouring rain. Beth McKenzie sees one just up ahead. She cuts in front of him and leaves him for dead. Someone to love. Someone to love. All right, and that was Someone to Love, and only one, the first one being by me. That second song, as I said, was off of Traffic and Weather, actually, the first track off of that particular album. All right, so I just have three more here, and this next one is a song called Mr. Right, and it was inspired by Bright Future and Sales, the second track off of Welcome Interstate Managers, which was just released on vinyl, by the way. Still yet to get my copy, but this is one of my favorite songs. And this one was inspired by this person she's doing long distance with now, she said to me, she's like, man, I hate the long distance factor. And I'm like, okay. So, there goes that argument. If the two of us are to try to make it work and whatever, but I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. Did it once, maybe we could do it again. But it was kind of that thought of like, I'm trying to convince you to leave him without trying to sound jealous, and then like convince you that even though we'd be going through the same thing, it'd somehow be better. And I know it would be, but I know how that sounds. So anyway, this is Mr. Right and Bright Future in Sales. Holding out for something I'm not sure will happen, but in my mind it's worth the wait. Tired of doing the right thing and staying silent while others who speak up get their way. I thought I'd let you fly somewhere, and when you got there I could let you know in a heartbeat that I'd follow you down. But there's someone you kept around. I know I haven't told you nothing. I know I can't replace your loving. What can I do to convince you he's not the one for life, and also convince you that I'm your Mr. Right? Say you hate the distance, wouldn't change that fact, or maybe in your mind that is worse. But I'd go anywhere to be with you and could make the road to love a little less tough. I thought I'd let you fly somewhere, and when you got there I could let you know in a heartbeat that I'd follow you down. But there's someone you kept around. I know I haven't told you nothing. I know I can't replace your loving. What can I do to convince you he's not the one for life, and also convince you that I'm your Mr. Right? I can't convince you of what I don't see without you thinking I'm just speaking jealously. Something about you I just can't leave behind, but it's trading it for me, even really on your mind. I thought I'd let you fly somewhere, and when you got there I could let you know in a heartbeat that I'm following you down. But there's someone you kept around. I know I haven't told you nothing. I know I can't replace your loving. What can I do to convince you he's not the one for life, and also convince you that I'm your Mr. Right? You're Mr. Right. You're Mr. Right. Sleeping on a planet at the Port Authority, waiting for my bus to come. 7 scotch and sodas at the office party. Now I don't remember where I'm from. I think I had a black wallet in my back pocket with a bus ticket and a picture of my baby inside. And if I make it home alive, I'm gonna get my shit together, 'cause I can't live like this forever. You know I've come too far and I don't wanna fail. I got a new computer and a brand new German sales. Yeah, 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 yeah. Brand new German sales. Yeah, 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 yeah. Heading for the airport on a misty morning, gonna catch a flight to Baltimore. Try to kill an hour with a whiskey sour. If there's time I might have just one more. I gotta do some quick reading for the big meeting, but my head is spinning and I can't quite open my eyes. As long as I don't have to drive, I'm gonna get my shit together, 'cause I can't live like this forever. You know I've come too far and I don't want to fail. I got a new computer and a bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. Bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. I had a line on a brand new account, but now I can't seem to find where I wrote that number down. I try to focus, I'm staring at the screen, pretending like I know what all these little flashing lights mean. I gotta do some quick reading for the big meeting, but my head is spinning and I can't quite open my eyes. I gotta get my shit together, 'cause I can't live like this forever. You know I've come too far and I don't wanna fail. I got a new computer and a bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. Bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. Bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. Bright new shirt and sales, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, and that was Bright Future in Sales, and Mr. Wright. I do want to point out that Welcome Interstate Managers is one of those albums. It's probably just because I'm so familiar with it, because I like all their other albums too. But that's one of those albums that you can't really associate one track without the next one, right? And so if I hear that, I immediately hear the end of that and then the intro to Stacy's Mom. And it was the same thing with Valley Winter Song and All Kinds of Time, because that comes right after it. So that's just one of those things. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that on vinyl at some point soon, because that'd be, I'm sure that'd sound really, really good. So I've just got two more originals and then two more covers that go with it. And we are back to their first album, their self-titled album. And this is a song called Radiation Vibe. And my song is called Doubts. And what's really interesting is that I was writing this and I was like, wait a minute, I already have a song called Doubts. And so I looked at those lyrics and realized that I could retitle that song, People in Your Shoes, and keep this one as Doubts. And then it occurred to me that both of my songs called Doubts were inspired by Fountains of Wayne songs. This one, Radiation Vibe, and then the other one was inspired by Cold Comfort Flowers, which was another song off of Sky Full of Holes. But this is Doubts and Radiation Vibe, and I hope you enjoy both of them. It's pretty simple. He's pretty okay, but will he lead you to a better day? It's complicated. Why let you go? Your dreams in that point were a stone's throw. I didn't wanna give you nothing to think about, but why don't you just leave me, because it's doubts. I burned some bridges, I cut the lifeline when something has been lesser than fine. We're both not ready for forever. Why can't we be not ready together? I didn't wanna give you another thing to think about, but why don't you just leave me because it's doubts. More to the picture I'm not seeing, but cutting him off would be freeing. I can't change your mind, but I'll do my thing. Maybe my magnets will make you cling. Now that I found you, there's not another thing to think about. Why would I ever leave it? Because it's doubts. Now that I found you, there's not another thing to think about. Why would I ever leave when there are no doubts? But it's not like that. The opposite's true. You'll never love me like I love you. So I'm just wishing all while you say there's just one small thing that's in my way. And he keeps saying, honey, you know I've got clout. Why would you chase your dreams and have any doubts? And he keeps saying, honey, 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 you know I've got clout. Why would you chase your dreams and have any doubts? Are you alone now? Did you lose the monkey? He gives you backaches, and now you slouch. He didn't mean it. He's just a dumb ape reading Playboy on your couch. And now it's time to say what I forgot to say. Baby, 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 come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. Don't it make you wanna get some sun? Shine on, shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on. I went to Pittsburgh and joined the protein. Talk about a bad dream. I broke a knee, but I can still croon and make the girls swoon. Isn't that the way life's supposed to be? But now it's time to say what I forgot to say. Baby, 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 come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. Don't it wanna make you get some sun? Shine on, shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on. And now it's time to say what I forgot to say. Baby, 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 come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. Don't it wanna make you get some sun? Shine on, shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on. And I say, baby, 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 come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. some sun. Shine on, shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on. All right. And that was Radiation Vibe, like I said, from Fountains of Wayne's first album, self-titled as well. So we're going to close out with one from Utopia Parkway. And like I said, I love all of these songs. But this was one that I had forgotten about from Utopia Parkway, and that was a song called It Must Be Summer. But I'm part of this Fountains of Wayne group on Facebook, and this kept on coming up, and I was like, ooh, I should re-listen to that. And it was a really good song. So this is a song called I Think I'm Home Now, and It Must Be Summer. And that's going to close out the night. I think I'm home now, yeah, that sounds about right. 'Cause you met with him and I'm banging my blind. Should I continue trying like I've done before? I think I'm home now with the pain I can't ignore. I think I'm home now, east of 61, and even on that highway I've gotten shot. I think I'm home now, feeling something brew. Oh, wait, that's just me pretending that I'm with you. I'm done second guessing because of the memories in my past. I was ready to tell you, I was ready to make it last. Now I'm in my sweet spot, right where I belong. I'm insisting I'm not getting played while she insists on being gone. I think I'm home now, preparing for the worst. I'm ready for good to not put me first. He's not as trashy as I thought, but he's not right for her. Yet I don't know how me being in his place would reassure. It must be summer, 'cause the days are long, and I dial your number, but you're gone, gone, gone. I set out searching, but the gun won't start, and it must be summer, 'cause I'm falling apart. I try out your sister on the Jersey Shore. She said you might be stopping by, but she's not sure. So I know your mother on Long Island Sound. She said it must be summer, 'cause you're never around, and the sun is beating me senseless. I feel defenseless like a dying lamb. I don't wanna lie by the ocean side. I don't wanna play in the sand. Can't you understand? Can't you understand? It must be summer, 'cause the streets are bare, and I try your number, but you're just not there. And the sun keeps shining till it's dead and gone. And it must be summer, 'cause I can't go on. And the sun is beating me senseless. I've been defenseless like a dying lamb. I don't wanna lie by the ocean side. Don't wanna play the sand. Can't you understand? Can't you understand? All right, and that was It Must Be Summer, and I Think I'm Home Now. So the opposite of that, it's almost fall for me. I'm getting into the school year, so after next week, I'm going to take a break from the live streaming. I'm still going to be writing and creating and keeping up with my YouTube page and all of that good stuff. but just doing the weekly videos and all of that. So next week is going to be um, uh, my last live stream for a little bit. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But it'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And be sure to tune in then. Thank you so much. And by the way, in the meantime, if you want to check out Instagram and Facebook, obviously YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify, Minnesota Mike, all of that good stuff. So like I said, next week will be a Saturday stream. Thank you so much.